You know what's surprising about these guys, right? Is that they speak from the angle of the manager. Do you know the instructions Mikel Arteta has given to Gyokeres? Do you have the match brief? Today, I am not just going to be showing you facts. I really want to debunk what both BBC and Sky Sports are doing to us now. Sky Sports usually, unlike BBC, BBC is on and off. Sky Sports, Talk Sports, these media powerhouses, have Arsenal on their table every day. Today, the discussion they have brought to our attention is, of course, about Vitor Gyökeres, and I am coming factual today. I am bringing you facts because oftentimes they would compare Arsenal with Manchester City, Gyökeres with Erling Haaland. So I am coming with the facts today, and I am first going to be looking at these videos, and also I'm going to be looking at the narratives of what they now call own goal. All of a sudden, they have started counting own goals. Own goals did not matter before, but now own goals matter since it is Arsenal that is scoring them. So let me start the video with playing this, of course, this Sky Sports. Then we pick up the video from there.
Of Arsenal, Miguel. Sam Dean in the Sunday Telegraph, rather scathing piece on Vitor Gyökeres. The headline is Gyökeres is one of the worst strikers in the league. Here's the data to prove it. Arsenal are top of the Premier League and Champions League tables, but many supporters are growing increasingly concerned about the performances of star striker Vitor Gyökeres, a £64 million sign.
So who exactly are these supporters? Because I support us now. So who exactly are these supporters that are worried that Vitor Gyökeres is not scoring enough goals? Who? If anybody supporting Arsenal is worried that Vitor Gyökeres is not scoring enough goals, they do not know what is happening with their club. If you are worried Vitor Gyökeres is not scoring enough goals, that means I don't even understand what exactly you are watching, or I don't even know if you understand the season the season Arsenal is having at all, right?
He pinpoints poor movement and unreliable touch, and it says it could be argued Gyokeres is occupying centre-backs, creating more space for other attackers, but the other strikers are now fit. So now Arteta will have a decision to make. Harsh or fair, this piece?
Well, to be fair to Sam, the piece is very fair and very measured. The headline is two-footed.
Yes, and that's before you get the subtext, like unreliable touch, poor movement.
You only have to look at the goal return. There's an issue there. I've done a lot of Arsenal this season. I was there on Thursday night, and Thursday night I think was the most pronounced for me in that there were 3 times that the ball flashed across the box. I think particularly from a timber header back was one that really stands out to me. And Gyokeres was nowhere near it. He felt like he was 5 yards behind the play. We've seen a lot of classic number 9s from Ian Wright to Gary Lineker talk about how if you're a striker in that sort of situation, you've actually got to.
Sorry to break the video. If you are still watching my video by now, please just remember to like, drop your comments, and subscribe to my channel. Your subscription really helps the channel grow. It gives me a lot of motivation, and I really need it. It's cost you absolutely nothing. I know it's worth everything to me, but it costs you absolutely nothing. Please, again, kindly drop your comment, subscribe to my channel, and God bless you.
You've got to gamble on your movement to put yourself in there. That is obviously an issue, especially given Gyokeres was signed as a more traditional number 9, not someone necessarily to kind of, for his pressing game or for other elements. I think another issue with him, especially if we're comparing him.
You know what's surprising about these guys, right? Is that they speak from the angle of the manager. Do you know the instructions Mikel Arteta has given to Gyokeres? Do you have the match briefings? Do you have his descriptions? What exactly do you know about each and every day Arsenal in and out matches, apart from the fact that Arsenal needs to get a result? What exactly do you guys know about this? Because the media narratives are there. Vitor Gyökeres is not doing amazingly well. Vitor Gyökeres is not scoring enough goals. But the person they want to compare him with in Haaland is the only one scoring for Manchester City. If this were to be Arsenal, if Vitor Gyökeres was the only one scoring for Arsenal, the narratives would have been that what if he gets injured? The team is not mature enough. Mikel Arteta has not built a strong enough team that only one person should be scoring goals. But now the goals is distributed amongst all of the players that we have at Arsenal, and these people still have problems with it. No kudos to the fact that the team is not self-reliant on any individual. No kudos on the fact that the team can survive with or without Gyokeres. Gyokeres has been injured a couple of times this season, and Arsenal has survived. Arsenal has absolutely survived this period. They have absolutely survived, these the times I could have had issues. Haaland has, Havertz have had injury. Havertz, has had injuries for quite a while now. He's just coming back. In fact, his first game this season, to the best of my knowledge, is the game he played against Portsmouth yesterday. So I don't understand these narratives. And also, I'm going to be showing you, first things first, another narrative that it brought. Before I now show you the statistics of the things I want to show you. Now, look at this. This is according to BBC. This is a BBC narrative, right? Arsenal top goal scorers, right? So look at what they did here. They said OG is on fire. No goal, no Premier League team has benefited from more own goals in all competitions this season than Gunners. So look at what they are saying here. They are saying that Gabriel Martinelli has scored 8 goals, Leandro Trossard 7, Vitor Gyökeres 7, Bukayo Saka 7, own goals 5. My audience, I need you to tell me something. Do you get own goals without making an effort? Do they just write own goals? Yesterday, the first goal Arsenal scored was own goal. So if you are not pressing, if you are not making effort, if you are not, if you are not dangerous enough, do you get own goals? Does the referee just look at you and say, okay, I'm awarding you 5 own goals, I'm awarding you 2 own goals? Because I need to. So all of a sudden, why is this now a conversation? Who brought this out? Who went ahead to go and bring this out? Like they have to make, a listing of the number of own goals Arsenal has scored this season. They made the one for set piece. That time has passed. They have made the one for these ones now. They made the one for corners. They made the one for penalties. They made this one now for own goals. So which one are we going to see next? Which one are we going to see next? So just like I said, if you are still watching the video by now, please remember to drop your comment, subscribe, share, and like on the video. I want to show you something very important as well. I want to show you stats. And the very first one I'm going to be showing you, of course, is this one. Just as we can both see on the screen, what we are seeing on the screen is total goals in all competition for the 2025-2026 season. Red is Arsenal, blue is Manchester City. 74 to 67 goals. Arsenal has scored 67 goals. Manchester City has scored, 74 goals. Just 7 goals difference in all competitions. And mind you, Gyokeres is not even doing well, which means if Gyokeres were to be doing well, Arsenal would have scored 120 goals. Half of these goals that Manchester City has scored, in fact, more than half, about 50-something goals, I don't have the fact, I'm not really sure about that, is scored by Haaland. Only Haaland. But for Man City, the media will tell you it is sustainable. For Arsenal, it is not sustainable. As if this is not enough, these are the goals in all competition. Let's now look at goals scored based on the competition that they are playing. So if you look at it from here now, you will see that in the Premier League, for example, Arsenal has scored 40 goals, Manchester City has scored 45 goals, right? In the Champions League, Arsenal has scored 17 goals. Manchester City with their Haaland has scored 12 goals. In the EFL Cup, Arsenal has scored 9 goals. Manchester City with Haaland, almighty Haaland, has scored 7 goals. In the FA Cup, Arsenal has scored 1, right? Now, almighty Haaland has scored 10, according to the narratives, right? I'm calling almighty Haaland, but he's basically not the only one that has scored, but I hope you get what I mean. So, in total, Arsenal has scored 67. They have scored 74, just 7 ahead of Arsenal. So, tell me, because I am so certain, I am so sure, if Arsenal were to be in Manchester City situation, if it was only Gyokeres scoring all of the goals, you would have been hearing they can't score. The squad is not built enough yet. Mikel Arteta still has a lot of work to do. There should be dynamism. A lot of people should be scoring goals. A lot of people should be what ifs here and there. But now Manchester City are not scoring enough goals from all angles of the pitch, right? Only Haaland is scoring these goals, but Arsenal is the target. Why are these media narratives targeted at Arsenal? Did Mikel Arteta tell you that he has a problem with Gyokeres? Did Mikel Arteta call anybody and tell them that he has a problem with Gyokeres? So why are you judging the problems for Mikel Arteta? Why are you actually the one that wants Mikel Arteta? Because that is what they call media narratives. They are trying to shift attention from Arsenal post-month match yesterday. Nobody's even talking about that. Arsenal from one goal down because they were all expecting that Arsenal should lose. Mind you, Manchester City are out of the competition. They were absolutely destroyed by Brighton, 2 goals to 1. Tottenham also got knocked out. So all of these things are not being talked about enough. But look at what is happening in the media. It's only us now. So, guys, I really want to hear from you. Let us have a discussion about these biases. Do you think it's a bias or do you think it's a genuine concern? I really want to hear from you. Also, remember to like, share, and drop your comment. Thank you, guys.